Welcome back to the Sports News Analysis YouTube channel, where I'm always breaking down the hot sports topics of the day. My name is Mike. With the NFL season in the books, the Ravens winning the Super Bowl, we can now move on to the NFL draft. I'll be doing the next 3 days my NFL mock draft, my first one of the season here. I'll be doing a mock draft right before the Combine and right after the Combine. Today I'll be doing picks 1 through 10. Tomorrow picks 11 through 20. And on Thursday, picks 21 through 32. Starting off with the number 1 pick, the Kansas City Chiefs hold that coveted number 1 pick. I see them going the way of Geno Smith, the West Virginia quarterback. Geno Smith is a guy who may not be of the level of an Andrew Luck or a Robert Griffin III. But I think when all the dust settles, when all the combines happen, the pro days happen, I think he'll be the best quarterback in this draft. I don't see Andy Reid going any other position because I don't see a sure-flight franchise player with the rest of these guys in this draft. And I think being that, drafting a quarterback first doesn't hamstring you with the salary cap as much as it did in years past. I don't think the risk is as big. And I think Andy Reid, a quarterback guy, would like to obviously, 1, get a new quarterback in Kansas City, and 2, be able to kind of nurture a quarterback and bring a quarterback along, much like he did with McNabb in Philadelphia. And I think Geno Smith is that guy. So I got Geno Smith going number 1 to the Chiefs. The number 2 pick belongs to the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think they'll end up taking Barkevious Mingo, the linebacker from LSU. I know this might surprise some people, but I look at the Jacksonville Jaguars to take the best pass rusher on the board. There's a heavy value put on pass rushers in the NFL, and I think we can see why when we watch the teams that win and we watch the teams that lose in the NFL. For the most part, those teams that have stud pass rushers, the Von Millers of the world, all the different pass rushers the Seahawks have, whether it's the Smith brothers for the 49ers, whether it's the pass rush with Terrell Suggs and Kruger that the Ravens were able to muster. You see these guys heavily valued now in the draft. I think when all the dust settles, when you have all the evaluations, I think Mingo will move ahead of some of these other guys that are outside linebackers, sort of speed rush guys. And I think Gus Bradley, coming from a variety of different defensive strategies, in his upbringing as a coach, I think he's going to look for the guy that he can plug in right away and get results from. And I think that guy will be Barkevious Mingo, the linebacker from LSU. I have him going 2. Third, I have the Raiders taking star Lotulelei. Lotulelei is a guy that is will be the best interior lineman in this draft. I can't think of a team that needs more help in the front 7 than the Raiders. So I purely look at this as he's the best front 7 player left on the board that I have at this point. The Raiders need front 7 help more than they need anything. So I look for the Raiders to take Lotulelei with that 3rd pick. With the 4th pick, I think the Philadelphia Eagles, I don't think Chip Kelly will go for a quarterback. I don't see any scintillating, fast offensive player he'll be attracted by. So I think they'll go the safe route with their 1st pick and take Luke Joeckel, the tackle from A&M. Joeckel is the best tackle in this draft, a very good prospect. He's a guy that can be that bookend on the left tackle for a decade. I think when you're a new coach, building a program, building a foundation, the lines are a good place to start, either offense or defensive line. And I don't think there's anyone from an athletic standpoint that's going to jump out and wow Chip Kelly. So I like the Eagles to take Luke Joeckel at number 4. At number 5, this is where things kind of got a little murky for me. But at number 5, I think the Lions will take Bjoern Werner from Florida State. Werner is a guy who is a pass rush specialist. With the possibility of losing Averill and losing Vanden Bosch this offseason, depending on how the Lions decide to play this, I think he makes the most sense for the Lions here. Again, from a very regular defensive end standpoint, 4-3 defensive end, I think Werner is going to be the best prospect. I think he's going to wow people at the Combine. I think he's going to wow people on Pro Day. He's a mature kid. Fast off the ball, obviously, as a pass rusher. Played in a 4-3 at Florida State as well. And I think when we're evaluating these defensive ends, he's going to be the guy that I think most people thought he'd probably be a pick from like 8 to 15. I think he even vaults higher than that and gets into that 5th slot for the Lions. At number 6, I think it works out perfectly where the Browns get Damontre from Texas A&M. Ray Horton is a guy who likes to play different schemes. He has already said, he's going to play, some 3-4, some 4-3. Damontre Moore has played both of those in college while at Texas A&M. He's a defensive outside linebacker hybrid, depending on where you want to use him. I think he's the versatility that the Browns are looking for. He has the talent the Browns are looking for to sort of get another key contributor there on that defense. So I like Damontre Moore as a perfect fit for Cleveland at number 6. At 7, the Cardinals. Look, the Cardinals have to go offensive line. And with Joeckel off the board, to me, they can either go with Eric Fisher from Central Michigan or Chance Warmack from Alabama. I think when it settles, I think they go with Chance Warmack from Alabama. I know he's a guard, and there's not a premium put on guards, but he's going to be such a highly rated prospect that I don't think the Cardinals will pass up on him. Fisher's a good player, still a little bit of a developmental player. Best case, he turns out like Joe Staley, his Central Michigan counterpart, but obviously that's not a guarantee. To draft a guy with an upside and have him turn out like Joe Staley. So I think in the end, the Cardinals and Arians with his first pick goes a little bit the safe route and takes Warmack from Alabama. The guy's an absolute road grader. He's probably going to be the second or best highly rated prospect in this draft. The only thing that's hurting him is his position and the fact that there's not much of a premium put on offensive guards. At number 8, I think the Bills will take Jarvis Jones from Georgia. Jones is slipped a little bit from a lot of the earlier mock drafts because he has a little bit of a spinal issue that was discovered, and I think that's going to scare off enough teams for Jones to fall to the Bills at 8. If Mike Pettin runs his 3-4, which everyone expects, I think to get that fast guy off the edge who can also play the pass will be pivotal for Mike Pettin installing his new defense. I don't know if the Bills are looking quarterback, but since they have Fitzpatrick in the fold, I think they'll go quarterback more in second, third round, rather than pick a quarterback here at number 8. I mean, if the Bills take Jones, that'll give the Bills Mario Williams and Jarvis Jones as their outside linebackers, and I think those are two great guys to build around as far as pass rushers go heading forward here. Number 9, I think the Jets take Dion Jordan from Oregon. Look, the Jets are trying to rebuild that linebacking core. All right, their linebacking core is filled with a bunch of older, slow players, whether it's Calvin Pace, whether it's Bart Scott, whether it's Brian Thomas. So they need to inject some youth now in the secondary area of things. That's why I think they go with Dion Jordan from Oregon, sort of a speed rusher. Is he the best one in this draft? No, I don't think so. I think Mingo, I think Jarvis Jones are better. But I think he's a good pick for the Jets here at 9, some speed off the edge. I don't think the Jets will go quarterback here again because they owe Sanchez all that guaranteed money. I think if they're going to draft a quarterback, remember, their new GM, John Idzik, comes from the Seahawks, who got a gem in the 3rd round with a quarterback. So I think they'll be patient in the quarterback area. I think for the Jets, it's all about replenishing that roster and getting quality players. And I think Jordan will be that quality player here at 9 for the Jets. With the 10th pick, again, I think this is a perfect spot where need meets a good available player. I see the Tennessee Titans taking Kenny Vaccaro, the safety from Texas. Safety is a huge need for the Titans right now, and I think Vaccaro would fit that need nicely. He is by far the highest rated safety on the board. I think he goes at 10. So there are my picks 1 through 10 in my mock draft. Let me know what you guys think here in the YouTube comments. Again, I'll be doing picks 11 through 20 tomorrow, 21 through 32 on Thursday. Hit me up on Twitter too, at SNewsAnalysis. And guys, subscribe to my channel here and you get all of my videos delivered directly to you. Thanks again for listening and have a good night.